Ever since I was little, I always thought fighting was a cool thing to do. This isn't surprising if you grew up watching The Batman, Justice League Unlimited, and Dragon Ball Z. These shows shaped my childhood, especially Dragon Ball Z. I loved how the fights combined Batman's martial arts prowess with Superman's overwhelming strength. The fighters in Dragon Ball Z were exceptional martial artists and superhuman. Well, most of them.
Welcome!
Okay, Hercule's stronger than people think. But this video isn't about power scaling Hercule, it's about understanding the truth of fighting. The truth is that movies and shows often glorify fighting. What do I mean by that? Many films show the hero quickly handling waves of enemies, throwing countless punches, dodging every strike, and barely breaking a sweat. Other times, the hero takes hit after hit, but keeps going, which isn't realistic. In real life, one well-placed blow can knock someone out cold. Movies and games set unrealistic expectations. But is that bad? Well, it depends on perspective. Personally, I think it's cool, but it's important to know that real fights can be much more different than what we see on screen. In reality, fights are painful, risky, and sometimes even gruesome. Sparring and self-defense are one thing, but a fight, especially with a stranger, is dangerous. A sparring match can even escalate into something ugly. That's why it's crucial to avoid unnecessary fights and keep confrontation physical confrontation as a last resort. I'm not saying people shouldn't train or learn martial arts. There's a big difference between fighting over petty emotions and training for self-defense or competition. Fighting with purpose, whether to stay fit or pursue MMA, differs from fighting impulsively. It all comes down to values. Now, let's talk about the dangers. Many people overestimate their abilities. Believe it or not, some people think they can fight bears or gorillas. Don't believe me? Look it up. Trust me, it's wild. This overconfidence often comes from action movies that prime viewers into thinking they're stronger than they actually are. This is called media priming, a psychological effect where exposure to physical content temporarily boosts our confidence. Watching action heroes can trigger feelings of empowerment, but this illusion has no connection to real-world abilities. For example, I remember feeling invincible as a kid, standing on a balcony and thinking, yeah, I can survive that jump. Why did I believe that? Because Dragon Ball Z fighters go toe to toe, smashing into walls and shaking it off like it's nothing. But in real life, we're fragile. We're not made for that kind of punishment. Fights carry serious risks: head trauma, broken bones, internal injuries, and even death. You never know if someone has a weapon, and bystanders might escalate the situation. You can also get exposed to infections or bloodborne diseases from open wounds. Winning in a fight might still leave you in legal trouble, including arrests or lawsuits. That's why avoiding unnecessary fights is always the best move. But it's also essential to be prepared for situations where you have no choice but to defend yourself. Being prepared isn't about being aggressive. It's about having the skills and discipline to handle difficult situations. even if you never need to use them. Real strength lies in balancing peace with readiness. So, train hard, stay calm, and avoid fights when you can, because in a fight, there's more to lose than to gain. In the end, understanding the truth about fighting means knowing when to walk away and when to stand your ground. While action shows and movies can inspire us, real strength isn't about throwing punches or proving how tough we are. It's about discipline, self control, and knowing our limits. Training is valuable, but the ultimate goal should be to avoid unnecessary conflict and stay prepared for the unexpected. After all, the best fight is the one you never have to fight.